So this is the 24-hour comic event. My first year attempting it. A friend of mine introduced me to it. And I'm going to give it a whirl. So basically, the challenge is already going on. So 24 pages in 24 hours. We try to produce a book. I've divided those 24 pages up. I'm going to do 3 short stories, 8 pages each. Trying to, I don't know, mix it up a little bit to hopefully with the couple of different styles that will either help or hinder. I don't know. So I've already done some thumbnails and some sketches for the first 8 pages. And now I'm just going to draw a bit. Probably do some looser pencils than I might normally do just because I'll be inking this myself, so I can tighten it up in the ink stage. And so it sounds a little daunting, 24 pages in 24 hours, and it's been a while since I've actually produced a book. So as I was thinking about it closer and closer to event day, I thought, well, let me try to think smarter, work smarter, not harder, as they say, and just try to make some things that work within, not do anything super overly complex, because that would just be, I think, hurting me before I started. But I've got an idea here for the first one that I'm kind of digging. This might only be, let's see if this is first page, second page. This one actually might only be a 3 or 4 page short, but I can probably do a couple of them. If you follow me or have followed me on Instagram or Facebook or anything prior to this challenge, you might recognize a few of the characters that I'm using in this book. I've done some webtoons with a few of these folks and just figured I would dust them off and bring them back for the challenge here. And 24 hours later, that is a wrap. I didn't quite finish up everything. There's still some inking that needs to be done, but hey, we filled in all the pages with something so far. So I didn't quite complete the challenge and get a full book created, but I did get a ton of work done in the time frame, more than I've done within a session like that. So it was an interesting challenge from that standpoint in that I did produce a lot of work, even if it wasn't 24 pages. Some of those comics did end up being repurposed for the weekly webcomic that I produce, Lagoon Tunes. There were a few of those that I reused as strips along the way, and a few others are filed under ideas for later. So there was definitely some good stuff that came out of it. I'll be surprised too. My hand was not as sore as I feared it might be after the challenge. I actually felt pretty good from that standpoint, although I was tired. It is a grind. You know, if you're committed to doing 24 pages in 24 hours, I mean, that is a lot of drawing. That is a lot of thinking about drawing. That is a lot of staying awake to draw. So yeah, it was pretty exhausting, but it was fun. So if you're thinking about taking the challenge, head over to 24hourcomicsday.com for some additional information, and look around in your local area. Some places, shops or studios or whatnot, might be hosting events where you can hang out and do some artwork with some of your peers. That could be a fun experience as well, just to do some creative socializing or creative brainstorming, that kind of a thing. But have fun.